Welcome to another episode of Call to Marriage. I'm Marcia.
And I'm Thomas.
And today we are going to talk about adding value to a partner, to a spouse. So the way that we add value to each other as husband and wife. Yeah. And as, family and in our lives. So
that's everything.
We are taking this opportunity to appreciate one another and give some examples of some of the ways that we care for each other and add value to each other that are not just, bringing home an income and cooking and cleaning. So yeah, hopefully.
It's more than that.
Yeah, hopefully it's of use to you guys who are watching. Just give you something to think about, I guess. I don't know. Just to be grateful. Yeah, I think that's the conclusion.
Appreciate each other.
Yeah. To give you that.
I think it's vital.
Yes. And to give you the end before the beginning. The point is, I think that we should be grateful for our partners for all the little things that they do for us.
Yes.
So Thomas adds value to me in a lot of ways. Obviously, one of the first ways is that he works for the family. So we live off of only his income right now.
Yes.
He works really hard for us. But on top of that, he also does everything pertaining to this podcast. So if you enjoy our content, thank him and hit the like button. Subscribe, please support us if you like our content. But he does all the camera stuff, all the editing. I mean, when I tell you I do nothing but be a face in front of this camera, and some of the thought work, the planning, but I just show up. Yeah,
she
I don't do any of that heavy lifting.
The topics too, by the way.
So I really appreciate him for that. We're doing a business; it's all his brainchild, So he has a lot of fun, creative ideas that benefit our family, that will benefit our family, and that benefit other people too. That help us to be a blessing to others, which is something that's important to us as a couple. We want to be a blessing to you guys and to other people because that's, God has given us things that we, whatever we learn, we want to impart with you. Whatever little wisdom we have, whatever we can share that would be a blessing to you, we want to do that. Yes. So thank you, babe, for that. And what else? Thomas is the spiritual leader of our home, and I appreciate him for that. He adds a lot of value in being our leader and his diligent prayer in leading us in the word. Every time I have a question, I genuinely see him as my first teacher. So not the pastor of the church, although I appreciate him and I love our church. But when I have questions, I trust Thomas to, think through these weighty questions with me, biblical questions. And he's faithful in teaching our family and me first. I've learned a lot from Thomas about godliness and, this Christian walk. And so I'm grateful for that.
Now I'm flattered.
Yes, very grateful for that. And I love that. I have complete confidence that he'll be able to teach Charlie to be a godly man because he's a godly man. So, yes, he leads us well in humility and diligence. So thank you for that.
Thank you.
And also Thomas, as much as I do probably a majority of the domestic work, he definitely steps in without any hesitation, without complaining, without anything. So, and especially when I was pregnant, he was the one who always cleaned the bathroom, cleaned the shower. I didn't have to bend down to do anything. Postpartum, we were cloth diapering in the beginning. He was hand washing all of Charlie's diapers. I mean, he was just invaluable to me. He was not a lazy husband. He helped me through everything in my pregnancy, labor, and delivery. And I really appreciate that. And you're an excellent father, of course, just on a day-to-day basis. Cooking. Like I said, I may do more, but the truth is he's probably a better cook than me. And he's not unwilling just because he's a man or just because he goes to work to, put his hands to to a spoon and, serving spoon or a cooking spoon to make us a meal or to the pot. Let me say that. Yeah. So he will, bring that balance and cook a meal now and then to help us. And also because I genuinely like it. So the value is not just in you giving me a break from cooking, but also because I enjoy your food. You're able to make food that our family enjoys and I appreciate that because it's literally food that I can't cook. Like I don't know how to cook the same way that he cooks. So it's really good. Yeah. And I appreciate that.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah. I'm just rattling them off. I mean, I suppose I could say a lot more, but I think I've talked a lot actually now that you have interjected.
No, you can go on. Not a lot in the sense that you're talking a lot, but within a very short time, you brought out a lot of things that, you just set my brain to work.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not in a bad way. You're talking a lot, not in a bad way, in a good way. Yeah. I'm learning about myself as I listen to you.
You bring a lot of fun to the home. You're funny. You're playful. Play with Charlie. I don't have energy to play with Charlie all the time. Okay. He plays with Charlie. He bathes Charlie most of the time.
Yeah. Yes, he's my boy. Charlie's my son, and we do a lot of father-son playful activities. Charlie likes to play. He likes to play with me, so why not?
Another thing that Thomas does is captures our life. Like that's so precious. He's captured so many important memories since we've been together, family memories. He's documented all the beautiful moments of our life and diligently. And you put things together. A lot of people have like thousands of pictures, thousands of videos on their phones or in their whatever, on their external hard drive, like in their archives, and they can't even look through them. There's so many, and therefore they become like, it's hard to even get value out of them.
Sort through them,
yeah. But every once in a while, he would just aggregate, a few videos and then put them together to make like a compilation or to put something out there. And he just makes it something, so it's not just like, parents will understand this. You see your kid doing something cute and you take like 3 separate videos. Each one is like 45 seconds, a minute 30 seconds, whatever. And it's like 3 videos of almost the same thing, but they're all cute. He's kind of like doing a little bit something different in each one, It's
little variations.
Yeah. And you don't want to delete anything. And it becomes toilsome after a time,
Yeah.
I give them to him and he just makes something beautiful out of it. He makes magic happen. So yeah, I appreciate that.
Wow. Thanks. Yeah.
Welcome.
I enjoyed that genuinely. And at some point, all these videos, pictures, they become a lot. And you don't even remember what you have anymore, So you always think you need newer videos or, newer pictures, but you have a ton sitting on your phone. So I figured, well, why not, every other week at least, just put together a few shots and just hold that memory. And then you can sort of aggregate them. And once I do that video, I delete everything. So I'm not holding on to the videos anymore because everything is now condensed. If Charlie was doing something nice and fun, I took a few videos or she recorded a few videos, I'll just cut and put them together and, pair them with other videos that are similar to that. So, yeah. And
another random thing I thought of is that you do this without trying, which is to teach Charlie another language. Like I'm a first generation American. So even though I speak conversationally fluently, like fairly fluently, my mother's tongue,
Haitian Creole.
Yeah, Haitian Creole. I'm not that confident to be able to pass the language down to Charlie. But for me personally, it's actually like one of my deep interests. And I don't know if I can say a value, but like, I really love like culture and languages and stuff. And I would love for all of my children to be bilingual, even trilingual. Like there was a time when I aspired or dreamed of being a polyglot and speaking multiple languages. I've studied Portuguese, I've studied French, and And so Thomas is able to, because he was born in another country and has another mother tongue besides English, he's able to impart that to Charlie and give him the gift of language, you know. I think that's really important. People who speak multiple languages tend to be very smart because your brain has to, you know, keep all that in their head. So you're kind of giving him an academic advantage, I could say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In other news, Charlie just woke up.
I know, right?
Yeah, duty calls.
Yeah, I guess we'll do the other side in a bit.
So just
hang tight, like, share, subscribe.
Short intermission. We'll be back. All right, I'll get him.
All right.
We
are back.
We are 3 now. This is the whole family.
Yes. And now we transition to my side where, you know, you're going to shower me with compliments and how I add value. I took some notes in case you need any help remembering what kind of things
That's very interesting. She took notes for me. Well, why don't we start there? This is what she does. She takes notes. She documents things. When it comes to paperwork, she really helps a lot. I mean, all the way back to China when we were, you know, trying to get me here to the States, the paperwork, it was a lot. It didn't feel like it, but, you know, today we look back and you mentioned this like 2 days or so ago, like that was really a lot. We did a lot. It was a lot of traveling. We were making calls and, you know, she's really good at that. She takes that for us. So she's making the calls. She's doing the follow-ups. She's taking care of paperwork, Charlie's paperwork, Charlie's passport, Charlie's birth certificate. She does it all. Now, I value that because obviously, you know, she's from America here. I'm the immigrant. I'm the one learning the ways here. So it really helps. You just have someone, she's doing things, she's making calls. And I'm like, okay, well, so you call here when you need this and you talk to this person when you need that. So it's really nice. It's been, you know, really good for us. Even as a man, most people would consider, you know, taking care of the car as something, you know, it's the man has to take care of that. But because I work, it's difficult to, you know, book an appointment to take the car, to maintain the car, for, you know, take the car for maintenance. And she does that. She makes a call, she schedules the appointment, and she drives there, sits there, wait for them to do the checkup and whatnot, and she drives it back. I've never taken our car for maintenance, which is a shame, but as a man, but you know, it speaks to how
just put air in the tires. So.
Just yeah, I take care of little things.
Like that's another way he adds value. He puts air in our tires.
She obviously takes care of the home. She does most of, you know, the domestic chores and taking care of the dishes, making sure we have food to eat, going shopping. I don't remember the last time I went grocery shopping. I really don't. I feel like I can count the number of times last year I went shopping in 2022. So she really takes care of that. And it helps. It's really, really helpful as a man when you can just count on your wife to take care of some of these important things like Charlie's paperwork. That's really crucial. That's important. But I know she's taking care of that, and she did take care of that. Food, making sure there are fruits in the house. There's even water, you know. So it's a lot, and I know it takes a lot of strength. It takes a lot of work, especially when you have the little one. So she's driving around with Charlie in the back. Now, putting Charlie in and out of the car seat alone is a lot of work. That's probably the most difficult part. Getting him into the car seat, taking him out. Sometimes he's not happy. He doesn't want to stay. So everything around the work itself is difficult. And then you have to get the work also done. So I appreciate that. Even right here in our apartment, you know, connecting with the apartment, like, you know, the managers here, if there's anything, she does the call. She calls them and then they come. The maintenance guys will come in to fix anything that's broken. So I really, really, really appreciate that. If I had to go to work and come back to think about all these things, that would be a lot. So I definitely appreciate it. Now let's go to your notes and see what you have. Well, another thing before I even look at your notes, another thing I think I need to commend you for is it's a lot to be a stay-at-home mom. I'm not even talking about the details of it, like the everyday routines and the random things you do as a mom and the things you do with Charlie, taking him out on play dates, connecting with other moms. Just the decision to be a stay-at-home mom it's a lot. It's a lot of work. And I know that not all women can do that. So to prioritize that, to value the role that you play in our family and decide, yeah, I'll quit working and stay at home and take care of our home. And that means a lot. That means sometimes, our finances are tight. So that means not just being the stay-at-home mom, but also deciding to forego certain things. She doesn't shop as often as I would like her to shop. Maybe not at all. Like, she hardly goes out and she's making a huge sacrifice for us because obviously, we are living on one income. So she's forgone a lot of things. So that decision leads to a lot, which I think you guys get it. It's hard. It's tough to be a stay-at-home mom. I know sometimes it can get tiring. Sometimes it can get boring. As fun as it can be on other days, sometimes it can just get boring because sometimes you just want to go out and just be by yourself, but you can't. Why? Because this baby is there. You have to take care of the baby. And she's human, I know. So I really appreciate that.
Thanks, baby.
Charlie, you want to say thank you, Mommy?
This is being recorded.
Yeah, so I do appreciate that. And then to the next thing, she takes care of our finances. Yes, I go out, I go to work, we get paid, but she makes sure the bills are paid. She follows up. I let a lot of things drop. Even my own credit card, she had to help me because, I don't check it. I forget, but she's, following me, collecting the pieces, making sure we're not dropping things in places where we don't need to be dropping them and paying extra. So she's really there helping me. And it's nice to have. So it's almost as though she's like my PA. She's like my personal assistant. She's, even in our business that we're working on, she's reaching out, scheduling things so that we can have meetings. I just walk in, it's okay, who are we talking with? And she says, okay, I schedule the time, it's this day, get ready. And then, we get ready. But she's doing all of that. So that's a lot. Even the finances alone, making sure the bills are paid, that we are not late, catching up on everything. That's a whole job. And I know it's not easy. So once again, I appreciate you. Should I keep going? Is that enough for you guys? Should I? Because they're small, so I can keep going. You guys. Right, Charlie?
Oh my.
Yeah, and it's just great going back to being the stay-at-home mom, and a diligent one at that. It's not just being at home with Charlie. It takes a lot of creativity to even know what to do. It's not just being at home. So she's connected with other moms. She's taking Charlie out on dates. Charlie likes going to the library. I mean, yeah, on these play dates. Baby dates, whatever you call them. So Charlie is making friends. Charlie's connecting with other kids his age. She's connecting with other moms. They're exchanging ideas. She even started a Bible study for the moms. They met here in our apartment a few times. So it takes a lot. She's going out of her way trying to see how she can make this more exciting, not just for herself, but also to get Charlie something more than just mommy being at home with me. So they go to the library. She's borrowing books for Charlie, taking them back, visiting some, parents, inviting some of them to also come over with their kids. And that's a lot. You need to cook. You need something prepared when they come. So all that to say, I value you. And I know, without a doubt, I go to work. Yes, I, work full time or whatnot. But I know, and I stay with Charlie sometimes. I know staying with Charlie is a lot more difficult than the work I do. That's the honest truth, because there's just a lot involved. You're changing his diaper. He's sleeping. He's having a hard time going to bed. You have to help him when he's awake. He needs to eat. It's a lot. So, all thanks to my wife. Okay.
You're making me sound a little too good now. That's, I don't know if all those details were accurate, but
they are.
We were 90, 95%.
Which one of them is not
well,
accurate?
The Bible study didn't last long. I don't always have food ready necessarily.
No, but it's not. It's not the. I'm not talking about the frequency. I was also talking about the creativity. Now, I'm a creative person. I know what it takes to conceive something and even have the courage to carry it out, to call other mothers. Hey, I thought about this. Are you guys interested in this? Are you interested in that? It's a lot. I know it's a lot. So that's what I'm commending you for. The fact that didn't work. You guys stopped. Yeah. But, you still found other things to do. Like, you still took Charlie to a different place because that didn't work. You couldn't keep that consistent because some of the other mothers were busy and it just didn't work at some point. But you still didn't stop. You meet your friend Jessica every once in a while and then you go to the park. So you still find other ways. And I think, so the constant factor here is how you are able to always find a way to engage Charlie so that he's not just here alone in the house, growing by himself, not interacting with other kids, which is huge. As a father, I would love to take my son out. I would love to go out and play with him, but I'm not able to mostly, except during the weekend. So I appreciate you being able to do that. Yeah. I'm Charlie.
It's a lot. It's
not easy.
Well, yes.
Come to daddy.
I thought you were going to also mention how I do,
Oh, I'll come to that. Self-care. Yeah, I want to give you a chance because I already talked a lot, but there's more.
Thomas, I don't think I told this story yet anywhere about the fact that I cut my hair. Thomas has been very supportive of me cutting my hair. Not a great place, babe. There we go. And I had locks, but the locks weren't working out. And, I've heard men say, things about their wives cutting their hair off suddenly and how they're just, not into that and whatever. Thomas was very supportive of me cutting my locks off to the point where he himself cut off I don't think I cut off even one myself. He cut off every single one of my locks for me because he saw everything that I went through and how they kind of weren't working out. He was completely supportive and he took care of me, cut off my locks for me.
Yeah, I did it.
He supported me.
Why not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So speaking of care, there's a lot of care that we give to each other. He lets me sleep sometimes, like in the middle of the day. He will, because some parents, some spouses would be like, you need to get up. But if he sees I'm just that tired, or he'll keep Charlie away and he'll just take him with him to the office. He watches Charlie for hours at a time when it's his time, and he has his work to do. That's benefiting the both of us. He'll be editing these videos, and I'll need some time to myself, maybe to go have a coffee or whatever. And he'll say, okay, I'll watch Charlie for 4 hours, for a long time, without complaining.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I appreciate that.
Why not? I want to be with my child too. So I get to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. My wife's able to get away. And then it's a great opportunity for me to be with my son. Charlie likes to be with me. He likes to be in my space. I sit him on my lap and I do work. He just sometimes, he sits quietly with me. He sees what I'm doing. Although other times, he can only sit for so long. He starts touching things. He wants to press the keyboard. He wants to do what I'm doing, basically, which is fine because he's looking at me. He's looking at what his dad is doing and he wants to do what his dad is doing. So, you know, I have a pause. I let him play with the mouse and the keyboard a little bit, and then he gets satisfied and we move on. Or sometimes I just pause and we play. So it's good. I don't shy away from that because I want him. I want him to be engaged. I want him to. I know children interpret love differently. To children, love equals spend time with me. So, you know, I always say that you can buy your son a toy, and if you don't play with him using that toy, if you don't, you know, play with him together, and someone else always comes around to play with him and teaches him how to use the toy and how to enjoy the toy, you know, you got him the toy, but he really doesn't associate you with the toy. As far as he's concerned, the person who shows up and spends time with him loves him the most. So I'm aware of that, and I always take the opportunity, even if it's hard. Even when it's hard, it's like it's challenging. Like I really need to get through this. I still try my best to take him and just let him be with me because that's how it's supposed to be. I think we need to harmonize. Charlie and I need to harmonize. We need to learn to be together, and so he's learned the discipline of just letting daddy do the work. Sometimes I talk to him and he gets it. Hey, Charlie, you're gonna have to say, daddy needs to get through this. I need to get this work done. And he's able to let me do it. And that's good because it's, you know, we're communicating, we're learning how to communicate. He understands my no. And he understands when I'm serious and I really need to get this done. So we're building the rapport as father and son. And, you know, you don't have to wait for a perfect opportunity or moment to when you're doing nothing to be with your son or to be with your child. It's good, you know, it's challenging, but it's good. We still work through that and it works.
Which brings me to another way that Thomas adds value to our family. This will be my last because we're just going on and on. And but going back to that point, I just want to point something out because I know sometimes, you know, you see these memes around and say, oh, well, that's what a dad is supposed to do. Da, 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 da. Like he's not babysitting, like that's his child, blah, blah, blah. But that's not the point. The point is like, I see how Thomas uses every hour, like to do things for our family. Like I value his time and I see the way he values his time. And I don't take that for granted. Like I know that when I leave him with Charlie, I know they're going to have fun, you know, but I also know that like Charlie's only going to let him do his work for so long, you know, and he's working almost like 2 full-time jobs because he works the job that brings home the bacon and then he's working to provide us, you know, means in other ways, you know, so.
Yeah.
So I really appreciate that. But the other thing that I was going to say was that you are also good at discipline, and that's a value you add to our family. You know, he's talking about, you know, kind of carrying your child along with you on the things that you do, but that's easier said than done. We want to be able to have them sit with us and kind of teach them what we do and let them toy around a bit. But it also is like really frustrating. You know how, I mean, anyone who has a kid Charlie's age kind of understands. It's like, you know, sometimes they're a distraction. Sometimes they are touching the things that, you know, touching things they shouldn't touch or whatever, you know, in different ways. It just makes things a lot harder to get whatever done that you're trying to get done, you know, and it does require, you know, disciplining them to a degree. And just in life, I mean, they just need discipline from this young an age. Yes, they do need to start to be disciplined. And Thomas, you know, does a beautiful job at that. He's gentle, but he's firm. And that's exactly what Charlie needs. And Thomas started to touch on other, you know, so he started to touch just a little bit on ways that Charlie adds value to us, which is an episode that we have coming in the future. It's probably not going to be how Charlie adds value to us. We'll probably title it something about the things that we've learned from Charlie. But so while I'm here, I'm making a plug. Look out for that episode coming to you in the near future. But without further ado, I'll, you know, let you say last words and close us out. But yeah, that's all, you know, on my end, because we've been going on and on, just singing each other's praises.
Which is good, by the way. This is a really good exercise.
Yes.
If
I was
you're a
thinking we should have
couple-
probably said it to each other instead of even saying it to these people.
I know, but
But we're
I
just
mean,
demonstrating, we're demonstrating appreciation for your partner,
it's great. If you're a couple, you're watching this, please do it. Try it. Sit down and talk to each other. Tell each other how important you are in the relationship. Well, the last thing I want to say is, ever since we got married, I have never done my own nails. Which is
That's funny that you saved this for last.
which is something. It's a lot, So talk about self-care, like, and I don't say this, in a prideful way, but my wife, she takes care of me, and my son, obviously, she, cuts my nails. It's just lovely. I enjoy that moment, and I always look forward to my nails growing back, so that.
That's funny.
So that I can and sometimes I just shout, babe,
I need
I need help. And to be honest, sometimes it's not that my nails are really that grown. Like, as soon as they grow a little bit, I go like, babe, you gotta cut my nails for me. And it's like a really nice moment for us. And she's like, okay, all right, grab my nail stuff. She has this plastic pouch that she keeps all her nail stuff in there. So it's like, sometimes I have a hangnail. I'm like, babe, I've got an operation for you here. Could you grab your surgical tools? And then she'll come around and she'll do my nails for me, both my hands and my feet. It takes a lot of humility to do this consistently. And she has never for once said, no, not this time, please. She always gladly does that for me. And that's great. That reminds me of Jesus going down to wash the feet of the disciples. That's exactly what, the servant character that Paul invites us to take from Jesus, the mind of Christ, basically. That's how it works. And I experience that every day. So, she's becoming a little bit more like Christ every day. And that's one of the areas that I think she does really excellent in. And I appreciate that. Thank you. My nails are nice.
Actually, you need to cut right now.
Well, I was going to say that, so maybe,
You don't have to show that. That's fine.
No, I need to show them so that in the next episode, I'll show them how nice it looks. I'm just kidding. But
Cut
yeah.
yours too, Charlie. Are you going to sing my praises too? Tell them.
Charlie, mommy takes care of you, right? You love mommy?
Aww.
You love mommy?
No.
Thank you, mommy. You want to say thank you to mommy? You want to talk? Mommy adds value to your life? She takes you out. She gives you food.
Charlie, we love each other.
Mommy breastfed you for more than a year. You know that?
Okay.
Okay.
Alright. Thank you. Love you. Love you, Charlie. Love daddy too? Daddy kisses? I said daddy, not mommy. Anyway.
Kisses?
Oh, okay.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, that was good. That was very therapeutic.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, we hope this, helps you listening to us, watching us. And we pray that you also find space within your marriage or your relationship to appreciate each other and to
Yes.
see all the areas that you serve each other and the value that you add into each other's life.
Yes. Yes, indeed.
So on that note, we'll see you in the next episode. Thank you, and we love you. Charlie, you want to say bye? Bye-bye. He's like, who's here? Bye-bye. Bye.